Hello everyone and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 4 deadline stream with me, Holly Shand. It's going to be an eventful one. The transfer window is still open. The fact we've got transfer deadline day and an FPL deadline on the same day simply means absolute carnage. It's all been going on. Help me get the stream to 100 likes and start saying hello in the chat and drop your questions in, because I'm going to try over the next hour and 45 minutes to answer as many of your questions as possible. We've got Fantasy Football Hub's 50% off offer ends today at the deadline as well. The link for that is in the description to this video. I'm a little bit torn on my transfers still. I discussed this on the stream, the press conference stream earlier. I think, but I'm not it's this whole Salah situation. Salah might be off. It's confusing my brain. I want to hold Salah if he's still a Premier League player. However, I might not be able to do that. The moves that I've been on all week that I think I'm going to make are João Pedro and Rashford out for Sterling and Jackson. A little bit loath to lose Rashford, but I prefer Bruno Fernandes as the Man United player long term. That means holding on to Salah, which I'm happy to do. I'm just a little bit worried that Saudi go late on Salah, and then he's not a Liverpool player come Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But I'm going to be across all the transfer news. I've got everything open where I'm likely to receive any sort of leaks. So that's all covered. We've got West Ham Luton tonight. So that's the fixture where we might get some leaks from more than others, but you never know. There can be leaks from elsewhere as well. I've also got the TweetDeck /X Pro open, ready to mop up any transfer news, any FPL news. So everything is covered. So as promised, I'm going to go over to the chat and say hello to some of you guys. I can see it's pretty busy in the chat already. There's 90 of you watching, so thank you so much. We've got VJ is in modding, as is Simon. Thank you. And then we've got some members in as well. TPS Player says hello. We've also got Chloe is in. Akshat is in as well. Michael is in. Dusty Birdman. Linford is in. Nice to see some familiar faces. I'm going to start getting into it straight away by answering some questions. Some people are in early, so if I get right to the top again. I had a question on Vissa or Saka. You gotta go with Saka. He's on pens. I think that's quite an easy one. There's going to be a lot of benching dilemmas, and this is going to go on all season, because if you don't own Salah like me, you've got loads and loads of funds, and you've got a strong front eight, and you don't know who to start, who to bench. Silbill said, need to bench one of Watkins, Gusto, Udogie, Vardiol or Henry. Now, I did see a rumour that perhaps Vardiol isn't going to start this week. We've had FPL Main Road has given us quite a few leaks in recent weeks. No idea who's starting for City. Couple of surprises in there. All FPL main assets look like they're starting. So that's Haaland, Alvarez, Foden. But he's then done this to this predicted lineup. Vardiol rested. And he's kind of concurred with that. So if you're a Vardiol owner, I don't think he's going to start this week. However, I probably wouldn't sell him if you've got options on the bench. But hopefully that will solve Kilbill's dilemma this week. It's a bit of a nightmare. Simon says, is Sterling really a great option off the back of a Luton performance? Maybe, maybe not. But his underlying numbers have improved from last season. Chloe has asked, is Salah and Eze worth keeping? Yeah, Eze's underlying numbers have been pretty solid, to be fair to him. You look, he's second for shots. My only concern is that from those 16... I'll put it on the big screen so you can see. Out of his 16 shots, only 7 of them have been in the box. no big chances with an XG of 0.41. However, he's also created 9 key passes. He's on corners, free kicks, pens as well. Crystal Palace's fixture swinging now, though, so I think if you've got him, you need to hang on to him. Remember, all the information that I'm showing you on like Opta stats, points predictions, all of that stuff is on Fantasy Football Hub, and this offer, 50% off, ends today. So I'm going to mention it quite a few times on the stream today. But yeah, if you was debating whether to become a Fantasy Football Hub member or not, now is the time to get on board and get your membership, because it's not going to be cheaper than this season, and you can lock in that price for life. So if the general prices go up going into next season, you'll still be at the same price this season. Lots and lots of dilemmas already. Chalobah off to Bayern. Nigel says Onana v Turner is a tough one this week, I'm sure. Let's have a look at the points predictions, because I always think this helps. So Onana is on 3 predicted points, and Turner is on 3.3 predicted points. So AI suggestion to play Turner over Onana, as long as Turner's still first choice. Lots of new keepers coming in to basically scupper all of our plans. Palina to Bayern is nearly done, which is going to weaken Fulham. Linford said he bought Udogie last week. First sub. That is horrible. Yeah, Chloe says because of the Vardiol issue, Stupinan is going to be the starter for her. I personally would not bench Stupinan this week. In terms of his predicted points, he's on 3.9 predicted points. It's his attacking threat. If we have a look just at defenders, in terms of their expected goal involvement so far this season, he's up there, 2.5, first place. 3 goal involvements, 5 shots, which I think ranks him second among defenders, third, actually. And then key passes, 10 key passes, he's top. Like, the attacking returns are going to keep coming. Do not bench him if you don't need to. Willie's going into the game week without Maddison, Sterling and Foden. That's serious FOMO. There's some hard decisions to be made this week. I don't envy some people. I'm just looking, have I gone a bit... I might just need to change the filter, because I feel like I've gone a bit see-through. I don't know how to do this without breaking it. Is that any better? No, that's worse. Hang on. Go the other way. I think the sun's come out and the green screen's just gone a bit crazy. We're all right now, I think. Yep. Can you see me? Okay. Akshat said that Saudi are now prepared to pay 200 million to sign Salah from Liverpool. This is so confusing. I'm going to put a poll up, actually. Sell Salah or Rashford to fund João Pedro to Jackson. So if Salah goes... Poll is up. So go ahead and vote. Let's have a look what's going on this tweet deck then. Everything's going to keep coming through. That Paulina thing has gone right to the wire. I need to get Sky Sports on the telly, don't I? Looks like Emi Martinez trained today, which is good news. This Salah thing. How's the votes going? 57% say Sal Rashford. Oh. Thing is, right, if I sell Salah for Sterling, keep Rashford, I'll probably do Rashford to Fernandes soon. Do I then sell João Pedro for Jackson, or do I sell Mubama, who's already dropped in price? I think he dropped last night, for Jackson, and have João Pedro as like the sub. Is that worth doing, do we think? Let me know in the chat. Lots saying remove Salah. Linford says Salah committed to Liverpool. Fingers crossed. Are you a Liverpool fan, Linford? I forgot now. Oh, dear. Honestly, this start to the season of FPL has been so confusing. It's like every week there's some sort of curveball that we don't know how to react to, causing us headaches. There's almost 200 of you in, but we haven't got the stream to 100 likes yet. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button. Helps get the stream out to more people, which helps me to do more of them. Right, I'm just going to cancel this poll and put a different one up. Does Salah go to Saudi in this window? Because that's what I need the answer to, really. I mean, I know that you guys are not in the know, but it's just interesting to get the info. Yeah, Pedro to Jackson would net me more points. People are not feeling the Salah going. I think I'm just going to stick with my moves. Killer Rats caved and sold Rashford and got Maddison. TPS player say confusing but still 371k. That's a great rank. Am I 371k? Yeah, I am. All the best people are 371k, clearly. Now, I'm pretty happy with my start to the season. I need another good week this week. Yes, we're looking at 70% thinking that Salah is not going to go. I'm just going to have a little look on the tweet deck, check that there's no leaks of any description. I mean, a few little different things there. We could get leaks. This Palina deal might not even go through. It's a bit of a De Gea situation. I don't actually know what's going on. But it's not looking promising. And this is an absolute cop-out from United. We've got Greenwood potentially going out on loan. They're not exactly washed their hands of it. Actually, is this real? Mo Salah's just left Liverpool's training ground. In what sense? Has he left on his own? Has he left before everyone else? I mean, I don't know if Sky Sports are just like going like full on into it because it would be the big news of the day. And it's the story, whether it happens or not. Right, let me answer some questions then, because we're getting a bit bogged down with all the transfer talk. Question on Haaland triple captain. I don't think it's the worst idea. The reason I'm not doing it is because if it fails, then I'll feel like I should have made a better decision. Bowen captain from Will Goodfellow. I would not do it. Haaland captain is so easy this week. Like, best attack in the league, the worst defence. It's just a no-brainer to captain Haaland. If triple captain is an option for Haaland in a single game week, captain has to be on him. Max has asked on the best cheap João Pedro replacement. I would say Edouard. The rumour, Shiraz, is that Vardiol does not start. Yeah, I don't think that Salah leaving training is like a thing. We've made it to 100 likes, guys. Thank you. By the way, you can get for your team your recommended transfers from AI, if you remember, on Fantasy Football Hub. So if I'm not getting around to answering your questions and you really need some help on the what to do this week, get yourselves on Fantasy Football Hub using the link in the description to this video. That'll get you that 50% off offer. My recommended transfer this week is to sell Rashford and João Pedro, which I'm doing, bringing Jackson and Foden. AI currently prefers Foden over Sterling. However, I think I'm probably still going to buy Sterling. But if I don't get around to your question today, you can get this. And this will give you your AI recommended transfers every week on Fantasy Football Hub. And that's with the 50% off offer. Win your mini league or your money back. Have I missed the super chat from Kamal? Thank you, Kamal. We are done with Mbappe's transfer saga now. Salah, yeah. Has Mbappe stayed in the end then? I mean, Saudi's still open, isn't it? For a little bit. So you never know. Thanks for the super chat, though. If you've got a FPL dilemma, Kamal, drop it in the chat and I'll definitely answer it. Willie says, do you think Mubama will drop even more in the coming weeks? Don't know. How highly owned is he? 8.6%. Probably. The fact he's getting 0 minutes does not help him. Mesam has said, please shout out Mesley. There you go. Hello, Mesley. The transfer window is now shut in Germany. Has Paulina made it in? Chalobah has not gone. It has not happened. John Terry thinks Salah transfer will surely go through. That looks like clickbait. But I'm not even going to click on it. It's all going off. Paulina has not happened. Oh dear. What an absolute mess up. Fulham played hardball with Bayern and the deal falls through. I mean, I think that's good for Fulham in Premier League terms. I don't think he's going to... I doubt he plays, though, against City. Oh, we've got a lot in from Nepal in the chat. Yunyad is looking between Alvarez and Foden. I would go with Foden, I think, there. Depends who's making way, though. Question on wildcard teams as well. Now, this is something else that you can get as a hub member. The AI, if you click on the AI team, it will give you the AI recommended wildcard team. And I'm not saying follow this exactly, but it gives you a decent lineup to at least have as a starting point. Obviously, we've got this rumour that Vardiol does not start, so you could maybe swap him for Diaz. But Sanchez, Chilwell, maybe Diaz in the middle of Stupinian, Foden, Saka, Fernandez. I think I'd probably go with... I'd maybe not go Martinelli. I'd maybe go with a Maddison and an Mbomo in there. But Haaland Jackson up front looks great. So use that as a starting point, absolutely. I think I did post another wildcard team at some point this week as well, from what I can remember. It's been a long week. We hit 25k subs on the channel as well this week, which is amazing. So thank you to everyone that's subscribed. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. That'll get you access to the chat as well. Team value, total budget is absolutely not important this season. There's so many options, particularly if Salah goes. Kamal with another super chat, thank you. Need to start two of Saka, Diaby and Diaz. Saka has to start. He's on pens. He's in form. Diaby in form. Diaz... I'm not as convinced on Diaz. Let's have a look at the predicted points. Right, let's go to the big screen. So Saka is on 5.4 predicted points. Diaby is on 3.8 predicted points. Diaz, 4.3. I did see somewhere. Let's have a look. I think it was Emma Jump the Wave has got some predicted lineups for this week. Yeah, Diaz is predicted to start 75% though. I think you could probably get away with benching him. Right, let's see what else is going on in the world of the transfer window. A world record bid for Salah on the cards. I don't see how Liverpool can turn it down. I'd be so annoyed, though, if I sold Salah and then he didn't go. It's a gamble. Like, quite a big gamble as well. Just checking that we've not missed anything else. I think we're good. Palina completed his medical 4 hours ago. It's absolute cock up. That's all going on. Right, let's get into some more questions then while I decide what transfers I'm going to make. Oh, this is crazy. If we can get this stream to 200 likes as well, guys. Go on, you can do it. All right, let's get the chat back on screen. Visser or Jackson? I think Jackson is the easy one. If you look at predicted points for forwards, say for the next 4 game weeks, Jackson is higher than Visser. Chelsea's fixtures are just great, and his underlying numbers are really positive as well. Let me put this up to stats in a different tab so that we can see what's going on with it. I'll go on the big screen again. So if we look at big chances so far this season, Jackson's top with 5. Only scored 1 goal from an XG of 2.26. Pens are up for grabs as well. I think he's got huge potential. Good question from Ivo. If Salah doesn't play, what are your bench options? It's Baldock against Everton at home, which isn't the worst fixture. But oh, it's so difficult. I don't deserve these headaches for going Salah. He's been so consistent so far that I'd love to hold him. But it's like a pointless conversation if he's not going to be there. Villa at home, Wolves away, West Ham at home, Spurs away, Brighton away, Everton at home, Forest at home, Luton away, Brentford at home. Like, that's a long chunk of fixtures to hold him for. It's 9 fixtures where he could easily get an attack and return in all of them if he's a Liverpool player. I'm not considering, sorry, my hair's gone a bit crazy. I'm not considering any other captain options other than Haaland. It's just a no-brainer this week. Some, like, game week 2 and 3, I get it. There was plausible alternatives, but this week, it's Haaland or bust. Daniel doesn't know whether to start Cash or João Pedro. Cash will play, João Pedro probably won't, so that's an easy decision in my view. Another super chat, this time from Yakas. Thank you. Chilwell, Estupinian, Udoji, Henry and Akanji. Which 3 to start? I mean, Akanji isn't absolutely guaranteed to play, but I think he probably will. If we have a look at the clean sheet odds from FPL Salah, these are always quite useful. Sorry, I didn't expect to have to scroll this far. It's normally like retweeted them. Here we go. So Man City top for clean sheet potential. I guess Akanji if he either starts or doesn't feature at all. So I would start Akanji. And then you've got to start Chilwell. It's really difficult. Stupinian's got the attacking threat. Udogie's got a better clean sheet potential. I think I'd have to start Stupinian. It's really tough, though. Shall we have a look at the predicted points? Game week for defenders. See what this brings. So Akanji probably is quite low here because he is a doubt, 3.6. But just in comparison, hang on, let me check that. Still okay though. Chilwell 4.7. Stupinian is, I mean, I think Henry's going to be higher Henry over Stupinian according to the predicted points. I don't know where Udogie is in this list. I can't even say his name right. If someone can help me in the chat. Yeah, so I think Udogie has to be on the bench. And then it's been probably between Stupinian and Henry. I would play Stupinian, but the AI says Henry. Hope that's useful anyway. I've answered as best I can. I feel like I'm going to take a lot of flack this season for telling people to bench the wrong players. But I think it's just the nature of the beast at the moment. Especially with, like, we've got so many funds in our squads that it's really difficult to get it right. Just having a quick look through to see if we've got any more leaks, but it doesn't look like it. I'm going to have to keep bringing up the tweet deck every 5 minutes because there's a lot going on. Paulina took pictures in his shirt with Bayern. Oh, it's now collapsed. 200 million bid for Salah. It's going to happen, isn't it? I think I'm going to actually have to transfer Salah out. Right, I'm going to do this just for Salah owners. Hey, I'm going to have to close the other poll. I will get back to some questions. I'm just trying to figure this out. So, Salah owners, what is the plan? So, we're going to put keep, sell, and then don't own. So please only vote on this if you're a Salah owner, or if you're not a Salah owner, put don't own if you really want to vote. I think he's going to have to go, you know. So frustrating. While that's going on then, I'll make sure I've not missed any other member questions. It's 266 of you in. We're nearly up to 150 likes, which is brilliant. Hopefully we can get it to 200. Muffin Meow says, do I do Chukwuemeka to Maddison or João Pedro to Jackson? What does that mean in terms of who you're going to bench? Or does it not matter? Because you'll just bench the other one, I guess. Would I rather have Maddison or Jackson? Maddison. Linford has put, I'll pay your next month membership if Watkins does score a hat-trick. Vijay's trying to get us to 250 likes. I would start a Stupinian over Baldock. Kamal says, as an Egyptian, I hope he stays one more year in the Premier League. Yeah, I think Liverpool are going to drag their feet because they'll be they'll be happy for, well, they won't be happy, but they'll accept Salah leaving next summer, but they don't want to leave him this summer. This January as well. Is this new? Brighton. Hang on. Let me just check this out. I can't quite remember now. Is that a new kit sponsor for Brighton? Or have they been with Nike? Have they been with Nike for a while and I've just not noticed? I've just not noticed, have I? Maybe it's just the tick's different. It was a yellow tick. Well, it's not important, is it? I guess if I was to sell Salah and he did stay, I could get him back on wildcard. Or I guess I could just... Oh, I'm so confused. So if I was to sell Salah this week... so I can do Salah to Sterling. João Pedro to Jackson. I mean, I'm still not convinced on Sterling, you know. It's Sterling or Foden. That gives me 4 million in the bank. So I could buy Salah back next week if he did stay. How's the poll going? 47% are saying keep, 22% saying sell. It's just my first sub option. This is infuriating. I might do a poll on Twitter as well. Is anyone else as confused as me? It's like messing with my head. That Paulina thing not coming off is just ridiculous. I don't think it'll play against City Game Week 4 though. Oh dear. Right, let's get back to some questions. Akshat says, play 3. Chilwell, Henry, Stupin and Udogie. I'd bench Udogie of those 3. I think, Bavesh, in terms of selling Gabriel or João Pedro, depends who you can, like, if they're going to be a bench option or not, but I'd probably say João Pedro. But if you can't upgrade without, selling another player, if you need funds out of João Pedro, if you need funds from elsewhere to get João Pedro up to, like, Jackson, for example, then maybe you do the Gabriel move instead. I obviously don't know my club sponsors well enough, do I? Laura has asked if Vardiol is a minutes risk this week. Yeah, it looks like it. We saw... if we look on the predictions, he's only predicted to start by 42% of City predictors. The 11 looks like it could be Edison, Walker, Diaz, Akanji, Ake, Rodri, Kovacic, Foden, maybe Grealish, maybe Doku, Haaland and Alvarez. And this account, FPL Main Road, there was a response and a reply, wasn't there? Hang on. Clicked on the wrong thing now. Oh, I've still clicked on the wrong thing. I may have an idea who's starting for tomorrow. A couple of surprises in there. However, all main FPL assets look like they're starting. But then when Luke suggested that Vardiol might be rested, we had this response, which is why some people think that Vardiol won't start this week. However, I don't think I would sell him as a result of that. Seems to be quietening down a little bit on the transfers front. So I've still not made my transfers. How are we getting on? We've got an hour and 10 minutes till the deadline. So I've got time to decide what to do with Salah. Andrew says the language is so vague. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I wouldn't make any big moves off it. Sashwat says, should I use my last free transfer on Martinelli to Maddison? Yeah, quite like that move. Ben has asked what's happening with Botman. If we go through the other news from today then, from the press conferences and stuff. Welbeck's going to miss out for Brighton with a muscular injury. I don't think that means João Pedro starts though. Dean Henderson still number 2 at Palace. Sam Johnston number 1. Rasmus Højlund is available for United against Arsenal. Akanji, Foden's recovered from his illness. Akanji was a prevention. It's fine. John Stones is pretty much there as well. Botman, a serious doubt for Brighton. He's done some very light jogging, hasn't trained. Decision will be made today, but it sounds unlikely. Konate is out of the Villa game. Van Dijk suspended. Thiago still got a knock as well. Darwin Núñez could start, though, for Liverpool. I think that's pretty much it. Yesterday we had Calvert-Lewin's available. McNeil's back in training for Everton. Varane's out as well. So hopefully that rounds up any injury issues you had. Chloe says, don't be leaving it too close. Yeah. Need to keep an eye on things. No leaks yet for the West Ham game. I've got everything open where I could get a leak, and I do keep checking on it, including the X-Pro. Saying so much on a Salah sitch. It's going to happen, isn't it? I think I'm going to have to sell Salah. I don't want to. I think the fact I could get him back still means it's not as bad. It's a tough one, though. It really is. I don't think benching Matoma is the worst idea. I would bench João Pedro over Douglas Luiz. Bruno said, will Jesus start? I should imagine so. Rashford, not necessarily a sell. Colwell's fine, Chloe. Plus, I think he's in the squad for England as well. So many people in the chat saying different things on Salah. Fatal said Fabrizio Romano tweeted Salah going and Liverpool going for Saka as a replacement. Can't see that happening. I've got Fabrizio on the tweet deck. Saka is as, ingrained in Arsenal. No leaks at the moment. Norbert says, is Morris a good asset? Yeah, he's okay, but I prefer upgrading João Pedro rather than the options at 5.5. But if you need to take a hit, then it becomes more of a question, I guess. Oh dear. Is anyone else stressed or is it just me? I feel like I'm always stressed on these deadline streams, always to do with my own team. Interesting news that the FPL show is now getting shown on Sky Sports and TNT pre-deadline. I mean, obviously, I don't want you to switch off from me to watch it. However, it just shows you how mainstream FPL is going. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. We're nearly at 200 likes. And subscribe as well if you haven't done so already. 25k was a big target reached. 26k next. I feel like I cannot leave this tweet deck because there's so much going on. Vedant said, should I start Gusto or Watkins? You've got to start Watkins. Liverpool have got no defence. Memo says, play Wissa or Rashford? Wissa? Benching Rashford seems hard, though. The AI loves Rashford's predicted points, even for this week, by the way. Johnny Evans has signed a new one-year contract at United. Just shows the state the defence is in. Dame Coleman says, keep or sell Odegaard. I think it's more difficult if you'd maybe doubled up on the Arsenal attack. But United haven't got a defence. We've got a here we go on Gravenberch from Fabrizio. João Cancelo has arrived in Barcelona. Bella Kotchup's move to Bayern is off as well. Gary says, do you think Maddison or Sterling are worth a hit? Probably not, no. Uzi says, Matoma out for Bowen for 1 week. I don't like making short-term moves. Fatty has arrived on loan from Barcelona to Brighton, but I don't think he'll be eligible to start in game week 4. Let's put the chat back up. Lucas says no room for stress, only mental breakdowns. I'm glad I'm oozing that vibe at the moment. Oh dear. A couple of questions on start Cash or Estepinian. I think I'd start Estepinian. Ali says, should I swap Robertson for Udogie? Yeah, I like that move, especially if it frees up funds for other moves. Forest are closing in on Divock Origi deal from Milan on loan. Interesting. It's a merry-go-round, isn't it? One player moves and it starts that effect. Hesham in the chat said what to do with Salah. I'm wondering the same. Hang on, I may have a... Oh no, I don't have a leak. Thought I had a leak, but no, it was something else. Came in the same place. Hopefully you cannot hear loads of noise in the background. My kids are being pretty loud tonight. I mean, we want more exciting news than Johnny Evans re-signing for United. Rocky says Salah to Sterling. Yeah, I'm wondering the same. Matt says there's a 200 million bid coming in. I don't know if Liverpool can turn that down. They've got attacking options, haven't they? I mean, obviously, no one in the same league as Salah. But there's competitions for places in that front line, isn't there? And then you look at some of the players that have been playing deeper. You know, when Thiago comes back in, Gravenberch comes in, you can potentially move like your likes of Elliott, Curtis Jones further forward. Even Trent can shift forward. Doesn't have to be 4-3-3 anymore, does it? You could play... Liverpool could go to a 3-5-2 with Trent, Robertson, wing-backs. And they've got Darwin, Diaz, Gakpo, Jota for those forward spaces. Rotem says start Visser or Saka this week. Saka's on pens. Nigel says, has Salah's head been turned by the moves? Yeah, potentially. I mean, I wasn't 50-50 on selling Salah or Rashford, but it was certainly a conversation of whether to sell Salah or Rashford. And while I prefer to sell Rashford, Salah, if he goes, and it's going to be pretty silly. I can always get Salah back. My problem is if Salah does go today, I've got Baldock first sub. And then I've got to sell Salah next week. Whereas if I sell Salah and keep Rashford, I'm happy to hold Rashford. I'd rather it be Fernandes, but I'm happy to hold Rashford. I wasn't 100% locked in on Salah anyway. So nice to have. Muffin Meows has already made my transfer. Kept Salah. Don't let me forget to make my transfer. We've got just under an hour to the deadline. I'm so split in terms of what people are thinking to do. In terms of the keep or sell. Sorry, I know this is a lot about my own transfers. Right, the Palina deal is 100% off. Fulham tried last minute for Scott McTominay, but no deal. So they've kept him. It's just ridiculous. No leaks at the moment. It's all pretty quiet. Sonny's looking at Rashford and Eze to Sterling and Maddison. I don't know if that move will pay off because, you know, both of those players have got... If it's 2 free transfers, it's probably okay, but yeah, I'm not completely sold on that one. Oh dear. We've still got time. Rashid said I should keep Salah and sell Rashford for Bowen. Now, I don't want Bowen. The thing is with Bowen, yeah, his fixture this week is nice, but then the next 2 after that, Man City and Liverpool, I'm just not interested in those fixtures. Watkins should start, yeah. Akanji is expected to start. Rio, I would do Ben White to Udogie, but probably only if I had 2 free transfers. I still think it's a good idea, if you can, to hold 1 free transfer going into the international break. I can't, because I need to fix João Pedro. The other thing is, if I do sell Salah, I probably need to upgrade Mubama to Jackson and hold João Pedro on my bench. Because I don't need the funds. It releases so much money. It gives me 5.6 million in the bank. Right, the thing is, I can't then get back to Salah from Rashford if I wanted to. In terms of rolling the transfer into the break, the international break, we've got the transfer window to settle down, but we've also got, you get a lot of injuries over the break. You can find that your team's in absolute carnage by the time you get back. So having 2 free transfers just gives more flexibility. Kamal, thank you for the super chat. I mean, super chatting to give me advice on my own team. That's very, very generous of you. I think the best move is to go for Sterling over Salah. So if Salah stays, you can always get him back. If you're left 1 step ahead, yeah, I think that's the thing. I think my confusion now is, do I go Pedro to Jackson or do I go Mubama to Jackson? Now, if I go Mubama to Jackson, I cannot get back to Salah in 1 move if he did stay. I can't believe I'm selling Salah. I feel a bit depressed. Who to upgrade? João Pedro to Jackson. Mubama to Jackson and JP as a first sub. So if I do the Mubama to Jackson move, I can't get back to Salah in 1 move. TJ United says you're 1 step ahead if you keep Salah and he stays. I'm just not convinced he will now. 200 million is huge. Yeah, I think João Pedro to Jackson's probably sensible. Killerat says, whoa, I've been out, what's going on? Liverpool have got a 200 million bid for Salah from Al Ittihad, or however you say it. So now I'm thinking of selling. No, I'm not taking a hit, I'm just thinking of selling Salah for Sterling and keeping Rashford. But I can get back to Salah in 1 move if he did stay and I decided I still wanted him. I'm not spreading the cash around too much. Let's have a look what's going on. It's all Johnny Evans. This is classic Manchester United bias. Johnson to Spurs looks like it's happening. I think that's about it. Sorry, I'm just watching this update. Origi to Forest is here we go. Binder, Reguilon and Evans have all been registered in time to be included in the squad for the Arsenal game. So I should imagine it'll be Reguilon left back for United. Right, I think I am going to sell Salah. I'm not going to do my moves for probably another at least half an hour, but I think it's going to be Salah who goes. Unfortunately. It doesn't look like we've got any leaks of any description in. Yeah, Mukto says the Saudi window's open until the end of September. I think the Salah move, if it happens, will happen sooner though, because I think at this point Liverpool need to spend the money in the next 5 hours. They've already bought Gravenberch. Liverpool's business this window has been awful though. Yeah, the bid isn't in yet, says Light Rays. Trouble is, like, Liverpool haven't got a chance to spend this money this window. It's all going off now. I think I'm going to sell Salah. The other question is, do I definitely get Sterling or do I get Foden? Shall I put another poll up? Why not? Why are people in the chat saying, is Matoma injured? Which midfielder to buy? I'm pretty set on Sterling, but I do quite like Foden for this week. Especially because I'm pretty sure that he starts. We've got another super chat in from Kamal again. Think if Liverpool didn't accept this bid, Saudi will submit a bid to the king for Liverpool City. Oh, thank you for that, Kamal. Yeah, this is the one that Akshat has written. Brentford have reached a verbal agreement to sign more pay. Like, that seemed to come out of nowhere. It caught everyone by surprise, that one. I don't really know where it came from. But it's happened. Yeah, I didn't think Liverpool would sell Salah either. However, that bid, 200 million, is a game changer. Lots of Team Foden in the chat. Sterling's still winning with 62%. I think I always find with FPL decisions, and it does, in a way, it does help being a content creator, because I kind of say earlier in the week what I'm going to do, and I get less tempted to make different moves or overthink things because I've kind of already committed. Jack is saying sell Rashford, Odegaard or Mitoma. I think Mitoma's the easiest sell of those three at the moment. Fixture's really turning. If we look at the fixture ticker on Fantasy Football Hub, remember you can still get this with 50% off right now using the link in the chat. But this 50% off offer using my affiliate link ends at the deadline. So if you're thinking of becoming a Fantasy Football Hub member, now is the time. But as you can see, Brighton are bottom of the fixture ticker over the next 6 game weeks. Newcastle, Man United, Bournemouth, Villa, Liverpool City. Plus they've got an awful Europa League group. Victor saying Brentford have signed more pay. Bad news for Vissa. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it is. I think Vissa is a far better player than Morpay. However, I take your point. Still no leaks for tonight's game. I did see FPL Heisenberg said that he was likely to get some news. Still got 45 minutes till the deadline, so of course it can still come in. Will it help if I put my team back up? So, current transfer plan is to sell Salah and João Pedro to Jackson and Sterling. I think I'm going to do it, guys. Ivo says not as awful as Newcastle's Champions League group, yeah. Nigel said, I'd be shocked if Salah was sold today. Is this going to go right down to the wire? You're not loving the selling Salah. I just feel like my hands are tied. What was I going to look at? I mean, Baldock isn't a bad first sub. It could be worse. Just see what this does to my team rating. It's a real headache. I don't want to do it, but I think I probably will. Is this Gravenberch over the line? Do we know? Vardiol is rumoured to not be starting. We've got no leaks yet, but I have everything set to pick up any leaks that do come in. Don't worry, you will get them here. Vuk has asked Rico, Henry or Udoji. I think this week Rico, but long-term Udoji. So whether that's a start or bench or a which one to buy. Killer Rat's just put in the chat, Haaland captain 100%. I've got to echo that one. James says Gravenberch is done. FPL show have said, hey Holly, dropping in to say hi. I don't actually know exactly what the Juice Boys are doing. They're doing like a deadline stream using other content creators' deadline streams. So I'm just going to say hello, give them a wave. It should come up on their stream now. But they're basically going around and, you know, getting a flavour of everything. So I've given them a wave. So I think my stream is now on their stream, which is mental. Anyway, what we're saying is... What was we saying? Simon says, I hear happy kids. I can't even hear what's going on the G stream. I've got it like open on another tab. Let me just stick a... I don't know if this is going to work, actually. I don't know if I'm on mute or what. I've probably ruined the concept. You completely put me off now, guys. But I'm glad to see it all working anyway. The list I used to check the news, it's a website. Well, it was called TweetDeck, but it's now called XPro. But I've like collated a list of all the journalists, all the athletic journalists, all the Premier League accounts, and it just updates as we go through. So we just see exactly what's going on and where. So any leaks will be on there that we get. We should have some leaks soon. We've not got anything yet, though. But we've got a good idea what the City team will look like, and it looks like Akanji will start, but Vardiol will be benched. I really don't want to sell Salah still, but I know I ought to. Blazier said Odegaard and Matoma for Maddison and Sterling for a -4. I don't really like taking a hit this week because anything could happen between now and when your players play, and a lot can happen in the international break. So I think being patient with moves is the way to go. Super chat from Anup. Thank you. First super chat as well. Will Jota start? And any thoughts on Antonio? I think I saw a prediction on Liverpool. This is from Emma Jump the Wave. Great account. So currently no. I think we had some percentages somewhere, if you don't mind me scrolling. So this is the compilation of what people think will happen with Liverpool's team sheet. Only 15% are predicting Jota to start. Any thoughts on Antonio? Don't love Antonio. I don't know how nailed he is long term. And even though it's a nice fixture for him this week, 3 of the next 4 are awful. So I hope that helps with the decision making there. Some really difficult decisions to make this week. I don't envy people. I feel like I've got the worst deal though by having this whole situation with Salah. Still no leaks. We've got 40 minutes until the deadline. So we'll see what happens there. Kay says Mbappe to Liverpool. You never know. At this point, we cannot rule anything out. Can people hear my kids in the background, by the way? I think I've got a better mic now that picks up less background noise, but can you hear squealing in the background? Because it's putting me off. Lots of questions on should you sell Salah. I still do not know the answer to this question, but I think if you've got a good first sub, I don't think it matters, particularly a good attacking first sub. But the thing is, those of us that own Salah don't. I think if you were looking at selling a midfielder to fund an upgrade to João Pedro this week, then the sensible thing is to sell Salah. As much as I don't want to. People asking on what in terms of doing different captaincy to Haaland, don't do it. I really wouldn't do it. We're getting there then, aren't we? We've got 35 minutes to go to the deadline. I still haven't made my transfers. We're almost at 250 likes on the stream. So remember to hit the like button. Still no leaks. Unfortunately. My computer's worrying me a little bit because I can hear it chugging. Linford says, how about Owoni? I still don't love the fixtures, but I didn't love the fixtures in the first place and he's been scoring, so. Dylan says, would you start White or Cash? I think Cash. Neither of them have got great clean sheet potential, but certainly the better assist goal threat. Ivo, so this is the first week we see Luton at home. That's why I stayed against West Ham. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, Luton haven't done very well. Conceded 7 goals in 2 games. They've had a big gap between games. They've been away from home. Like, to be at Kenilworth Road in the Premier League is going to be huge for them. So for that reason, I don't think they're going to be as much of a pushover as they've been in their opening fixtures. They've had some tough opposition, but West Ham unbeaten this season. Bit of a surprise package. Triple captain Haaland. I don't think it's a bad idea. Shall I put a poll up for that? Would you consider triple captain Haaland this week? I think it's a good idea. I'm not doing it myself, but I can understand why people will. And when he scores a hat-trick, I'm going to be envious that I didn't. Sandeep says, your thoughts on Baldock as a punt? I mean, he's okay. I don't think he's that great an option long term. I've got him. I'm not like thrilled to have him in my squad or anything like that. So I wouldn't be basing my moves around him. Let's put it that way. Simon says, West Ham look like they're in for a good season. Neil, tough call with Salah in or out. I would sell for Sterling. I played safe, went with Maddison and Jackson in for Odegaard and Pedro. What is going on? Right, as I said at the start, this is your last opportunity to get 50% off at Fantasy Football Hub. The deadline for this offer is at the FPL deadline. So if you aren't a Fantasy Football Hub member yet and you've seen me using their tools on stream or in my videos, I know I've been banging on about it for weeks. I will stop banging on about it after today. But hit the affiliate link. It helps me, supports the channel, and it's just fantastic value. They've got this win your mini league or your money back offer as well. So you have to share your the league in an email with them of what league you want to win. And if you log in every week and use the hub tools and you don't win your money, you don't win your money back, you don't win your league, they will give you a full refund on your membership. And 50% off. This offer ends today. It locks you in at this price going forward as well. I'm sure there's lots of you in here that are hub members already, but honestly, such good value. I'd probably go for the pro membership, which I think with the discount is £36 for the year, which is a bargain. You've got the AI recommended transfers. It helps you to optimize your team each week. But all of the tools are to help you become a better FPL manager and win your mini league. The Opta stats, we've got the points predictions, you've got team reveals from me and other members and experts on there. You can even get monthly reviews on your team if you're an Ultra member. So much good stuff. So if you are interested, the link is in the description to this video and in the chat. That's my affiliate link. Click the link now. Basically, this offer is going to go in 30 minutes time. So have a look, check that one out. Really appreciate everyone that does use my affiliate link for that. And you won't regret it. You can't regret it. 50% off, win your mini league or your money back. Back onto some questions then. We've still got the tweet deck open in case anything happens. I can't see any team leaks anywhere at the moment. Baldock to Greece is off. I think they wanted him, but Sheffield United and Baldock did not want to go. I wouldn't sell Vardiol based on a rumour that he may not start this week. But if you're buying a City defender, I'd buy Diaz. Yahim says thoughts on Isaac. I'm not convinced by any of the Newcastle United attackers at the moment. We've got a big problem in that we could see some rotation. Oh, I'm just seeing this now. Salah smiling as he left training. Is that going to even open for me? You wouldn't be like that, would you, if you were leaving? But is it even his choice? I'm so confused. I really don't want to sell Salah. But I feel like I ought to. I've got 30 minutes to make a decision. Coach Prav says Sky Sports says Salah will leave. I just can't be doing with a headache. I think that's why I've got to sell him over Rashford. That's the problem. Even if he doesn't leave today, Ivo said that pick is his agent telling him his salary. I feel like Salah's such a humble player, though. I mean, not like Mane levels. Chloe says the site might crash. It's been all right the last few weeks. Salah is smiling because he knows he's about to go in on 1 million per second in Saudi. Shashwat says Martinelli to Maddison, a free transfer or roll. If you've got 2 free transfers, I'd do it. If you've only got 1 free transfer, which I'm saying probably will if you want to roll, then I'd probably just keep him. Still no leaks. There's 352 of you in. I don't know if that's some sort of record, but if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. We should have as many likes. Oh no, have I just lost the chat? I haven't. If I have, I can fix it. I don't know what's happened there. I think I pressed the wrong button. I think when I say haven't lost the chat, that means I don't know if you guys can still see it on screen. It's not actually updated on mine. I think we're okay. Everyone says that they'd be smiling if they were going to Saudi on that salary. Seog says Eze out for Foden or Mbomo. I've got 2 free transfers. Such a tricky one because Eze could deliver. I can understand why people are frustrated. Shane says start Rashford or Richarlison. Rashford. No plans for my wild card yet. I don't feel like I need it. Oh dear. The transfer window shuts at different times. This is the problem. It shuts at 11 p.m. here, but the Saudi transfer doesn't shut till like the 20th of September. And Bomo or Bowen, I'd go and Bomo. Billy asks, will João Pedro start if Welbeck is out? No. Unfortunately not. Fabra says Vissa or Alvarez. I mean, I've always said Vissa, but with more pay going, maybe Alvarez. I think this Gravenberch deal is coming closer to here we go, but I don't think we're quite there yet. I've still not decided whether to sell Salah or not, but I think I will do. I'd start Bruno Fernandes over Wissa. He's on pens for a start, and he plays 90. Gabby's going Ward-Prowse over Odegaard. It's interesting. Live chat's frozen on the screen. I thought I'd lost it. Hang on. Let me just concentrate on what I need to do. Because I think I know how I messed it up. There we go. I just need to resize it. Sorry. I had a bit of a nightmare with that one. Get it looking pretty. go. That'll do. There we go. Should be back now then. I thought I'd messed up. People are fearing a huge Salah hole. That's going to be me, isn't it? Honestly, the stress. I mean, at least next week, I'll only have one free transfer. Which might make it easier. Maybe. Maybe not. I think he's got to go. I need to sell someone anyway. I need the funds out of Rashford and Salah, and with all this uncertainty, I think he's got to go. I mean, I will be gutted if he bangs this week. Why is FPL so difficult? It's so stressful. Is anyone else as confused as me? I don't feel like we've got anything else coming through. No leaks either. I thought we'd have something by now, to be fair. But there's nothing. Absolutely nothing on the leaks. Killer Rat says, will João Pedro start? I don't think so. I wouldn't bench a Stupinan this week just because of his attacking threat. I'm going to have to make my transfers soon, aren't I? Honestly, right, if Salah goes and if Haaland gets injured, like, prices become absolutely irrelevant in FPL this season. Particularly if that happens soon while De Bruyne's unavailable. Then they're like the most expensive player available in the game's 9 million. Right. Gonna have to make some moves. I feel like I might have a little cry to myself losing Salah. I don't even know if I can bring myself to do it. I mean, I've got Baldock first sub. Is it that bad? I bet the only people left in the stream are Salah owners wondering what to do. I mean, the fixture isn't mind-blowing, is it? And I think Emi Martinez is expected to be back in. I can get him back if I need to. I'm trying to talk myself into it, but I feel like I don't even know if I want to do it. Why is FPL so difficult? %32% said they would consider triple captain Haaland this week. I'm not actually going to cry a lot, don't worry. Like, Salah's been so imperative to the good start I've had to the season as well. I'll be annoyed, though. what if he does play if it is his last game and he does well? I honestly don't know what to do. I'm trying to talk myself into selling Salah. I still want to sell Rashford and keep Salah. Yeah, people have had good starts to the season without Salah, but let's have a look. Sheffield United clean sheet potential is 31% against Everton, who are at home. They are at home, aren't they, Sheffield United? Like they looked all right against City. I just can't. I literally cannot bring myself to sell Salah. Like benching him, that's irrelevant. The only reason I'm selling Salah is there's a chance that he goes and doesn't play against Aston Villa because he's gone. And then I'll be annoyed that I've sold Rashford when I should have sold Salah. But Salah might not even go. Or he might not go yet. It's just the trouble is I need to get rid of João Pedro. And I don't want Rashford long term anyway. I've got Baldock as my first sub. I think I'm going to sell Rashford. I just don't want to sell Salah. I think if Salah does go, it's not necessarily this week. And next week I can, like, after the break, if Salah has gone, I can just go Salah to Fernandes. I need to make my moves. Is anyone even still watching? Well, I mess around, deciding what to do or not do. We've hit 300 likes. Thank you, guys. Keep liking and subscribing. Make me feel better. Because at the moment, I'm just stressed. I mean, at some point, I should be looking forward to the international break. I can have a gin later. Right, I'm doing it. Rashford out for Sterling. João Pedro out for Jackson. 2 free transfers. It's done. Salah stays. Haaland captain. Let's have Jackson vice captain. Baldock first sub. It's done. I feel relieved actually that it's done after all that. What will be, will be. If Salah goes, I'll sell him for Fernandes in game week 5. Quite happy to do that. Hopefully, it doesn't matter too much which side of the line I fell. Still no leaks, by the way, guys. I keep checking everywhere. There's absolutely nothing. Right, let's have a mad final 10 minutes then. 15 minutes answering some questions. Dusty Birdman says, I'll be here till the end. Oh, thank you. Chloe says, no clue whether I should go for Chilwell or Sterling. Chilwell's like the best defender to have right now. Nailed. Linford, it's too late to say that I've got no United player for the Arsenal game. That is correct. I don't. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my team on screen. And I'm going to open the tweet deck in another tab. And then hopefully if anything more interesting comes up, obviously that will be good. But at least you can see my team. And I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in the last 15 minutes of the stream. So if we do get any more leaks, you'll hear about them. Do not worry. The chat is going crazy. Do not... Fernandez bench or Mbomo bench, I'd play them both. Yeah, the mini league, CJ, should be on your screen now. QUEYCT is the mini league code. 50% off at Hub ends today in 15 minutes. So if you're interested, you gotta get it done now if you're doing it. We have 14 minutes until the deadline. TPS is gonna leave me for FPL Focal. I'm not having that. At least don't admit it. Anish is on Johnston, Gusto, Udoji, Henry, Sterling and Bomo, Salah, Saka and Bowen, Haaland, Watkins. Yeah, that looks like a nice team. Ishan says my team looks good, thank you. X said, is Bowen worth a punt? I don't like the fixtures longer term, so I wouldn't buy him this week. Amali says Baldock or Tonali first sub. Probably Tonali. Simon's saying that he can hear the children in the background. There's some sort of flying here now as well. Fantastic. Shamal, it's too late to tell me that Rashford always scores against Arsenal. I've just sold him. He's gone. LF Speed says, do I take a hit for Mbomo to bench João Pedro? Who are your other options? Who else have you got on your bench? That's a question. No leaks, guys, still. Sandeep, Isaac or Bruno? Who will you bench? Isaac. Bruno's on pens. I mean, to be fair, Isaac probably is if he's on the pitch, but, you know, Bruno's going to start and play 90. Gaffer says, would you bench a Stupinan or Matoma? I think I'd sell Matoma. If you're benching Matoma, you're probably better off selling him. Simon has another little one on the way. Congratulations. I mean, I thought 1 to 2 was a game changer. So to add a third into the mix, good luck. Congratulations, though. Do I think Eze will come good this week? I'm not convinced, actually, because I mean, he should do the fixture. I wouldn't buy Eze. You'd like to hold him, but the thing is, it's just... There's been 3 weeks of pain for Eze owners. It's got more painful as it's gone on. I wouldn't wildcard Rico to switch formation. There's no time to wildcard now. Game week 5 maybe if you need to. Killer Rat has got 4 kids. Well, it's impressive. I've got 2 and that is enough. Bowen I like this week, but then the next 2 fixtures are really difficult. And I think Luton will be better at at home than have been away from home. Safdar said, would you sell Rashford for Maddison? Yeah, I think I probably would. Sandeep, who would you bench among Maddison and Bomo, Saka, Diaz, Bruno, Isaac and Watkins? Diaz or Isaac? Flip a coin if you need to. I always find flipping a coin helps because you at least know what you want the coin to land on. It helps you know deep down what you want to do. Francis says start Udoji or Estupinen. Bob says start Gusto or Estupinen. That's trickier. I'm quite happy to start Estupinen now. I love the fact that 10 of my 11 players are at home this week. Other than Salah, who might be off to Saudi. However, we've kept him. Keep the last minute dilemmas coming. Surprisingly, there are still 300 of you watching. Keep subscribing as well, guys, by the way. Do you reckon we can do a 25.3 before the deadline? Shall I put the little sub count in? Where are we? Keep them coming. I think I'd start Baldock over Saliba, Sarah. Mr. Sui says start Gusto, Henry or Estupinen. It's Gusto or Estupinen for me. Why not put in Jesus? Yeah, he's a good option, not spoken about enough. TPS player says 7 players at home, 4 away. Zach says Areola or Sanchez. I think I'd start Areola. Anish says holding Watkins for game week 5 might be too much. I think he's an okay option. Chloe's upgrading Colwill to Chilwell. That's interesting. Holiday account says, hey, been here since the start. Well, the start of the stream or the start of content. So I've been making content for a while. Sam Johnston will start. Roy Hodgson said that he's still number 1. If anyone was debating that one. I wouldn't take a hit for a goalkeeper. I don't think I'd make a goalkeeper transfer in general. I don't think it's worth it. Harry says, is a -4 to get Diaz and Walker worth it? No. I don't like taking a hit for a defensive player. Just in general. It very rarely pays off. Willie says, no transfers this week, so not feeling stressed. Look at you. Anish says 7 minutes to the deadline. I make it 6 now. Finn Tax, there's rumours that Vardiol is rested or benched this week, so I'd start Estupinian. Bench one Rashford or Enzo. Enzo might still be on pens. I know he missed one. Better fixture. Keeps wandering into the box as well. So I think I'd... benching Rashford's tough, but I think maybe, yeah. No leaks at all. I've not got anything through. Just makes a change. I've had everything open though, so if there was a leak, you'd have got it here. Ollie Dapo is benching Saka. Wow. I think it's really difficult in FPL to bench a player who's on penalties. Really quite tough, to be fair. Anish says, a Stupin and benched and Henry in. That should be okay. Yeah. This is the thing for me. Because I own Salah, I don't have a lot of these benching dilemmas. Just one positive. I wish I had elite to bring you guys, but there aren't any. Cooper says start Eze or Alvarez. Eze's on pens. I think if you've got him, you've got to start him. Please don't bench players that are on pens. Have you seen the United defence for the Arsenal game? Like, Saka bench is not an option. Dylan says Reece James news. He should be back for game week 5, supposedly. You've got to keep the faith. I think Ben Mee's meant to be back, isn't he? I think I'd still play Estepinian though. 3 minutes to the deadline now. It's not long at all. Yeah, Ivo says Saka could do nasty things against Reguilon. Got to agree with that. I think I'm just going to leave my team on now because I don't want to lose anything. Anish says, why no United players in my team? Because I've just sold Rashford to upgrade João Pedro to Jackson and fund a move for Sterling. I would start Foden over Antonio. I would play... I think I'd play Areola over Pickford. CJ says, thank you for the content. You're the GOAT. Thank you. It's not too late, by the way, guys, to vote for me in the Football Content Awards. I think voting closes this weekend. Maybe I'll pin this in the chat. But if you click on the link, how do I get this to open in this tab? It's open somewhere else where we don't want it. If you click on this link, it will take you to the voting page. And if you want to support me, you can go to the Best in Fantasy Football and put me in on a video to show your support. Obviously, you can vote for anyone, but yeah. If you're enjoying the content this season, then give me a vote. Thanks for that one. Right, we're very, very close. A TPS player says, are you under 20? So I can vote for you in the under 21. I would love to be under 20. However, I'm the wrong side of 30. But I'm flattered that you think that I may be under 20. But yeah, that ship has long sailed. We are 1 minute out from the deadline. Hate says, Walker or Cash, which should I use in game week 4? Probably Walker. It is a close one, to be fair. It's horrible, horrible benching decisions. Imagine if news dropped now that Salah was gone. Thanks everyone that's voted. Yeah, it does literally take a minute. That is it, guys. We are at the deadline for game week 4. So it's too late now. Whatever you've done is locked. We're locked in. Willie says, Odegaard Hall incoming. Thank you for letting us know after the deadline. Now, good luck if you are an Odegaard owner. I'm not, though. Linford said his team is locked in. Too late now for FPL questions, I'm afraid. Still time to vote in the Football Content Awards, though. Linford says, do you think Johnston will start? Yeah, Roy Hodgson said he will start. Adarsh is locked in. Anish says, thanks for all the help. No worries. Have I still got the chat up? Let's put the chat back up. I'll hang around for a little bit if anyone's got any wider questions. We've got a 2-week break now. Rocky's saying Salah goodbye. Don't do this to us now. Nah, I'm happy that I've still got Salah in my team. I think if it had come sooner, then it might have been. Potato Man says, hit the wild card in the last 15 minutes. Wow. I think wild card after over the international break could be good. So it's a good time to play the wild card if your team's in bad shape, but certainly don't just go for it right now. Right, I'm going to leave it there then. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks for the support on the channel during August. It's been crazy, really crazy in terms of, views, subscribers, the amount of engagement on everything. So really do appreciate everyone that supported the content. And this is just the beginning. We hit 25k subs yesterday, or it might have been even early this morning. We've ploughed on since then as well. Probably added another 300 today. So everyone that's supported the channel, thank you so much. Big things to come. This is just the beginning, and I hope everyone has a great game week 4. There'll be some content coming over the international break, probably not the same volume as we've seen already. TPS player says, get Holly to 50k by October. Don't know if that will happen. But yeah, it's been great. So thank you so much, and good luck for FPL Game Week 4.